How are you? This is Oliver Fernandez with The Imperfect Entrepreneur. And I was changing my clothes the other day and I found on my shirt this question. And I was like, oh, this is a really interesting question. I want to share it with you. What would this chapter of your life be called? And it was like, it just got me thinking. And I was like, man, what is this chapter of my life called? And I can't wait to share that with you today. So, my wife and I have fully implemented a date night. We do it Wednesday nights right now. And it was really cool to get just a moment in our busy lives, busy weeks, busy day to just set aside some time for us and basically ask questions, get an update on where her day is at. She can get an update on where my day is at, where my week is at. And really just get connected with each other. Sometimes when you have kids, and we have two, a daughter and a son, one's 3 and one's 1, and things get crazy. So what would your life look like, or what would this season of your life be called? And for me, I was like, man, what is my season called, man? And I was like, the first thing I was saying is like grind time. And I was like, that's not necessarily true, because I'm that's just who I am to the core. It's who I've needed to be to get to where I am at in life, to get myself out of the situation I was in life. And that situation was like, I was living with my mom and my 3 sisters. My parents had split after my dad's business went into bankruptcy, and we had a lot of financial struggles, and I was a kid that was always like aware of that, and it just ate me alive as a kid to know that, like, see my mom struggling, to see the things that were happening that I wanted to improve, and that in the moment I couldn't do anything about. So I've grinded my way through to getting knowledge, getting understanding, getting information, understanding what works, what doesn't work, to be able to create the life that I have right now. And I'm not over. I'm continuing to learn and evolve. So my second point was all right, well, like, it's not really grind time, because that's just every time for me. So what season of life is this? And for me, I was like, man, this is double down commitment season. Like, this is season where there's a lot of turmoil going on. Banks are failing, people are losing money, investors are losing money, right? Like, yes, the depositors got made whole, but those investors that invested in those banks, they got wiped out. But it's like, now it's staying focused to what is important to the business, what's important to the real estate, what's important to my team, that's what I'm focused on. I'm doubling down on all those things. I'm not going to add a bunch of new distractions to my life right now. I'm doubling down on what I already know works. How can we make it work faster? How can we make it work bigger? Because that's really what life's about. Like, I love reading the Wall Street Journal, and I don't read it in the morning, because I started to realize, like, my emotions were getting affected by, like, all of the news that was happening. Because it's like, okay, people tell you to don't read the news, and it's like, don't listen to the daily news channel, right? But like, reading a newspaper kind of has the same effect to you. So I didn't recognize that at first, but I do understand that now. So I try not to read it in the morning, but I do like to just stay up to date. And while you see these banks failing, you see all this turmoil happening, you see all these things that are out of our control, right? But I know what is in our control, and then that's growing the business, and that's doubling down on the team. But another thing that the Wall Street Journal does talk about is it talks about other successful business owners, right? And I was reading this article where it was talking about the Blackstone owner, and he made $1 billion. And I'm like, wow, this guy, that's unbelievable. And like, it wasn't just $1 billion, in a lifetime. It was $1 billion in 1 year. And he probably made more than that, but that was just the trigger point that I picked up on. Is he made $1 billion in a year. And I'm like, man, this guy has he knows something that I don't know. He has a tool that works way better than what I have. Because I'm like, man, that's a lot. That's something that I can aspire to be like, right? And the way that I need to aspire to be like that is to understand the tools and the mechanisms that he's using to be able to get those results. Because it's all about leverage. It's all about understanding, how things work. And he has a tool that works 1,000 times better than my tool, right? And it's just like, it's literally that simple, right? Like, I have a hammer that I bring to the job site, but like some of these guys that work all day and they understand, carpentry they've mastered it. They have hammers and they have tools that will work better than any hammer or tool that I could ever try to operate. And the same thing for that guy. He has a tool that he knows how to operate that gets him a result that's 1,000 or 10,000 times better than the thing that I have that can get me a result. And I find that pretty cool. I find that pretty fascinating. And I'm doubling down on my skill set so I can get better and so that I can improve my tool set. Because that's how he got good. Because I read his book, and that's Steve Schwarzman's book. He's got an awesome book out there. And he broke out and started Blackstone from scratch. Like, he literally was the first clients they had. He was servicing them. He was the one doing the work, doing all of the deal writing and everything. And I found that to be amazing, because it's like, man, I'm in the nitty gritty right now. I'm doing the work, and I'm putting the things together. And it's like, he was doing that same thing. But at the same time, he built a team around him, because he's not still doing that same thing right now, right? He's doing higher level things, and he's continuing to he's duplicating that success over multiples of people. He found what works. Now he's like duplicating that success with multiple people, showing other team members how to create that same exact success. And I love that. That's what I'm trying to do. I understand how to, get government contracts and construction. I understand how to operate a construction company. And now it's like teaching my team members how to get those same exact results. And now we can, instead of doing maybe 10 projects a year or 20 projects a year, we can do 200 or 2,000. Like that, now all of a sudden we're creating a massive impact. We're impacting not only our team members, because now they understand how to win in the marketplace. We're impacting our customers, because now they got a contractor that's not going to walk away from their job, that's going to provide hassle-free construction, that's going to do everything that they say we're going to do, and we're going to be accountable to that. So, what season are you in? What season are you in? Are you in? I was talking to another one of my friends. He's actually my rolfer, which is like really deep tissue massage. And I was talking to him about, I'm just not the type of person that likes to sit in a group and complain about like what happened in my past, and some people need that to overcome what happened in their past. But for me, it just keeps me stuck in that. I know that every moment that I'm spending talking about my past and what happened to me and why I'm here and woe was me is every moment that I'm using to basically solidify my past, instead of using that same exact energy and time to move me forward, to find new opportunities, to invest time in those opportunities so that they eventually can produce fruit. So I was talking to my rolfer, and so like the people that want to talk about and sit in a circle and have those conversations is great, but that's just not who I am. So that's definitely not the season I'm in. I just, when I think about it, it's just I'm in double down commitment season. I understand what works. I need to continue to sharpen that skill set, so that instead of it taking me 20 chops at the tree to knock down the tree, it takes me one chop to knock down the tree. And then understanding what works, and then operating it on a bigger level, right? Because if there's a $100 million company and we could squeeze 10% out of that, that's $10 million. Versus a $1 million company squeezing 10%, it's only $100,000. So now it's finding bigger opportunities to initiate the learnings and the understandings that I have on, so that we can get bigger results and get bigger results faster, right? Because a lot of people can make $1 million, but it's like the people that can make $1 million in a day or a week or a month or a year are way more successful than the people that can make $1 million in a lifetime. All right, so in order to be able to move faster, to be able to execute at a higher level, I have to double down now. I have to sharpen my skill set now. I have to continue to build the tool sets now, so that when the right opportunity comes, and it will come. That's just how life works. It will come. When that right opportunity comes, I'm ready, the team's ready, we're ready to go ahead and take advantage of that opportunity and do something big, man. I'm just excited about it. I'm working on it. I'm putting the time in. I'm putting the energy in, and that doesn't mean that there's going to be a result today or tomorrow, but eventually my time is going to come, and I'm excited about that. And eventually your time is going to come if you put the time and energy and effort into it, right? It's all about planting those seeds, watering those seeds, even when in the summer when it gets hot out and you don't want to get out there, you're sweating, you're wishing for this thing to start showing some signs of life, and it's not really showing, but you're continuing to water it. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about continue to put the time, energy, and effort in to make the rest of your life the best of your life. So with that, let's go out there and continue to put the time, energy, and effort in to make something big happen, to go after opportunities, to find a way to win instead of thinking about a way to win. I'm going to go out there and find a way to win. Let's roll. Have a great day.